to make do. Come on, take what you need. We're all brothers in the Metro. I could use a good watch like yours.
Trying to describe Metro is kind of like trying to describe an elephant when you're blind. There are so many different parts to it, and we really focused on one of the gameplay aspects today, which was, I guess, more of the survival horror side, and you saw a lot of those mechanics come into the fore. So we have this idea of limited resources, be that air, shelter, light, ammunition, and we have all of these gameplay mechanics that drive the player to try and scavenge for these resources. So for light, you'll have to constantly recharge the battery on your torch, or you won't be able to see in the darkened areas. You're constantly hunting for ammunition for your guns. You have a limited time on your gas mask. If it starts to run out, it'll begin to frost up at the edges. Your breathing will get ragged, so you have to find supplies of filters. We've introduced this new mechanic now where you can get all kinds of debris and blood and other hideous matter on your mask, which you have to wipe off. This is all like manual controls that the player has to manage at all times. So it gives you a lot of things to think about and be concerned about as you play through.
Keep your headlight charged. Watch my back and cover your corners.
For us, single player is really important. Our focus is really on delivering this story, this adventure that you go on. And I think what we see in a lot of single player campaigns is the level starts, you're given an environment, but fundamentally the gameplay is very similar throughout. You're funneled through these environments, you shoot a wave of enemies as you approach their positions. They're all poised and ready for you, and the entire gameplay is really just built around the shooting experience. Metro Last Light, we're really trying to tell this story. So yes, we have combat in the game, although I think we have much more emergent combat experiences, much broader environments where you have multiple ways of engaging the enemy. We also have these scripted moments, these scripted set pieces, story-driven moments, kind of completely outside the shooting experience that really freshen up the campaign. We have some levels where you have an AO partner, some you might be leading, some maybe you'll be led a little bit more. We have lots of levels where you'll be playing solo. Particularly our human combat levels, we tend to break these out into much bigger environments with multiple routes through. You can take multiple strategic approaches, whether that's all-out guns blazing or a much more stealthy approach. We'll have levels where you can get through the entire level without being detected, without playing firing a single shot if you want to, or you can systematically take down every single person by staying to the shadows, shooting out the lights, causing distractions. So there are a lot of different gameplay styles in there, and we can only show one thing. We kind of focused on this today, but there are a lot of different styles in it. Artyom is this character who is immune to the psychic phenomena that the Dark Ones are forcing into the world, and that gives him a unique advantage. In the scene that you saw, if he hadn't been there, Pavel would have hallucinated, ripped his mask off, and probably choked himself to death. So Artyom is a very unique character in that regard, and so these flashbacks, they give you an insight into what's happened before, but it's also contact that you're making with these mysterious Dark Ones. Metro is going to be released on console and PC in early 2013. We've been working on a Wii U version. At the moment we're focusing on current gen or existing platforms and PC, so it's unlikely that the Wii U version will come out at the same time as those formats.
Die!